So, hello guys and welcome to this January Patreon. I already started with some R&D. This will be for another Patreon tutorial. But yeah, I stumbled in the process of doing that now. I stumbled in my Pinterest board and I saw those repetitive patterns that are somehow brutalistic, and I thought, why not just like record that, uncut it with all the flaws and imperfection. And I really like those patterns, and I also saw another, I think it's an art installation down here, and I really like this kind of brutalistic, honest style, and I thought, why not also do some kind of repetitive pattern today, with build up and then look dev with maybe Octane. Yeah, so here we are in Houdini, and I already started, and let's just delete that here. And let's start again with grid. So I want, don't execute the vellum solver, thanks. I want to start with a basic grid here. I think this would be a good start for now. So just press tab and type in grid, and we will place down a grid. And I already did. Okay, let's just delete that. And what I want to do, I want to click on the rows and drag that over to columns and go for relative channel reference. So this will reference the rows channel. So we always got the same rows and columns here. Let's go for 35, and I just want to scale it down. So I think 1 by 1 should be fine. What I want to do after that, let's just get an add node, and I just want to keep like the points. So I want to delete the geometry and only keep the points. After that, let's place down a point warp, and let's call this create maybe noise. And what I want to do, I want to dive inside here. And for this, I basically want to place displays along normal. And I want a noise. The question is, what kind of noise? Maybe let's start with a unified noise. I think, yeah. Let's start with a unified noise. So position into position, position into position, and noise into amount. Display that. And we need a normal, and I want a constant for that because I only want to displace our point grid in one direction, in the Y direction. And then we need a free floats vector, and we default the middle one to 1. So you got something like this now. Cool. Let's play with the noises here. First of all, I want to dial up the frequency like a little bit, and of course I want to get rid of the 0 offset. Let's start with, I think that could look cool. I think we can go with cellular. I think that would be nice. Okay, cool. Okay, let's start with that thinking process. Vector, I think vector adjust flow, vector adjust attribute adjust vector would be nice. Let's use n. So I want to randomize our normals in 2 directions. A random and then specific values. And I want 2, 1, and -1. And what we then can do, we can copy a line onto that. Copy to points. Let's get a simple line here. That into Z. Oops. Positive Z. And we will get something like that. Okay. The cool thing is what we can do. What we can of course do, we can match the size. Match size. Type that in here. Match size. To get it in, to get a line basically into the middle and copy onto the middle point. What if we place down a sweep? We could do that with a square kind of, and then it should be 0 points smaller. Okay, something like that. I also like the middle section. Of course, we can dial down here the columns. I really like that middle section. What we also can do here, what is cool, let's get another VOP here. You can also, for example, animate this, get the normal, displace along normal. Normal position, and then we could play with that here, with basically the distance between those two, which is also pretty cool as an opening. Because you will basically eliminate the half. Okay, what if we get that, and yeah, then you can do it like this. Also cool. I think that's cool. Let's just go with that, and the sweep we can add a single polygon. I think that's pretty nice for now. Now we could play with the size. I think what would be cool if we refine that a little bit further. Let's go for bevel. I think a bevel would be nice. Bevel. And then maybe, I don't know, 5 divisions. I think 5 divisions should be fine here. Okay, cool. I think that will be a little bit faster in processing. I think that feature is pretty cool. Of course, what you then can do, you can play with this seed and rearrange your whole thing. Wait, let's try how many we got. Okay, it's not a. Let's go with 2 by 2, and let's go with 70. I think what would be also cool if we let's resample that line, because why not? Let's get a group here because I only want to bevel edges, and let's go normals. No, include edges. 20 degrees, and let's pipe that into our bevel. And I want to play a little bit with subdivision here. Of course, that will be a lot more polygons here, 3 million. Let's go for 0.025. And what I want to try is to bend that whole thing. And what I also want to do is displace amount 0.5. Yeah, I think that looks cool. Why not bend it? Why not? Maybe from here to somehow here. Let's bend that whole thing 90 degrees. And what we also could do, could twist that whole thing. And then you get some really cool looking sculpture here. It looks like wires. As from this kind of perspective. Of course, what you also could do, you could get like a round tube. With like, I don't know, 8. Also cool, like a terracing effect when you VDB remesh that. Okay, but I think like the square tube. And with just what we also could do, of course, is apply a scale, maybe hill. Oh, that looks kind of fancy. That looks really fancy. I like it. I like it. Maybe we can play with the scale later, but let's go for some material now. Octane material, and let's just keep one camera. And delete everything, and let's build on Octane and a network. Let's go for a ROP and call that Octane out. Let's dive in here and place an Octane out 001. And let's get a camera here. And let's just get a relative reference here too. Color space. That should be fine. And what I also want to do is place down a matnet, take mat, and here our render network and our material will live in. So Octane render target, I usually make that black and allow editing buttons. We could get a custom bokeh shape there, but let's just leave that for now. I want path tracing, I want a universal camera, and I want a texture environment. For the settings here. I want AI light, I want adaptive sampling, and I want maximum samplings 46 times 60 times 32. I think that should, yeah, 2008. Universal camera. Let's just leave it like that. OCIO. And we need an HDRI file. Let's just grab one of those. Go with the converted one. Okay, and I think we've got everything. Depth of field, let's disable the autofocus. And I want maybe polygonal shape. Light count. Let's go for something like, oh my god, something vintage. I don't know. Can also do it with a custom shape, of course. Let's go for 7. And let's dive inside the camera. And I want that's a pretty damn wide frame. Let's add a 0 here. Okay. Want some negative space? I don't know. Let's just hit render. Oh, wait. I forgot to link. Whoops. I forgot to link our render target. Obtain custom filter 1, and I forgot our material. Let's get an Octane material builder. OC mat RND 001. And I will place down the material standard surface, make that maybe a little bit more rough. Let's dive inside here and drag that here. Let's rename that to render target. And what I want to double check, yes, okay. And I can go with half resolution, that should be fine. Let's go with half resolution. And disable always on top. And what I want to do, I think a nice way to shade it is also somehow like maybe a little bit of subsurface material or metal. I think metal, like something like that, could be also pretty cool. Let's first of all get somehow a nice perspective. The environment texture is here. Let's go for a color correct. Let's see how color tool color correction is somehow sometimes forget that. And what I want to do, I want to get a little bit rid of the saturation of the bluish tone in there. And I want to make it a little bit brighter. Let's go for, I think 3 or 4 should be nice. Got those are already converted to aces. Okay, then I think we could go a little bit wider. Or I like this compressed look. Yeah, like a detail shot would also be cool. I think that looks already not that bad. Okay, let's play a little bit with tunes. Let's get some metalness in there, and then we need to dial back out. I think something like that could be really nice for like more of an abstract rendering. Yeah, I like that frame. I already like it. What we then can do, for example, in here, we can play a little bit. Let's just disable the polyband. See how fake that looks. Because basically nothing in reality is perfectly sharp. I think that looks already pretty cool. What I also want to try, what will happen? Of course, this will be now like fully uniformal, so only like display. Oh, that looks also cool. That looks not that shabby. Let's make another RND camera and get that quickly to here. And what I want to do is to get a more normal perspective, so 50mm focal length. And let's lock the camera. I want to try to capture some of those displaced easy. I think that looks pretty cool. What we then also can do, let's go quickly out here and go for 100. But then we need to dial back our little sweep. Of course, if you want intersection, this can look cool. I don't know. I don't know how that will look. Let's just bash that into Octane. It may load it a little bit. But I think that looks also cool. Of course, you could also work with instancing in that case. Another thing what I want to try is without the bend. And more of a like a yeah, that looks also cool. Let's go back for a second and that may oh wait. Wait, let me just get here autosave. That will also look cool because now you got a certain distance between those, so you got a little bit more negative space between the little sticks, which I also like. But of course, this is like more. If we go back to the other sweep, it's more of a, it's more graphical, in my opinion. What would be also cool to try? Let's get a new camera. Camera free. What I also want to try is to, let's just get rid of those, this, and this. Copy the whole node tree. So we got like basically an iteration of what we did. And what I want to do is to get rid of the band. This is camera 3. And now, of course, it's like, yeah, now of course you can get like really into here. Yep, you got those little blocks. Those look, I think those look cool. This would also look cool from this kind of perspective, I think. But what I want to do is actually to keep the bend. Then what I want to do is to get that back to, I don't know, 0. Maybe, so we can get a little bit of distance between those two, like something like that. And what I want to do with the bend is to get the capture region again and just eliminate our bend here. And what I want to do is to get the taper, and I want to taper the whole thing maybe a little bit. I don't. Oh, it looks like a sand clock. Of course, you will get in the section to a specific. Camera number 3, and maybe that would be a frame for a vertical aspect ratio. Oh, I like that. Because I like the negative space. What I want to do now, let's go back here for a second. Go in our render, disable the texture and basically disable our environment texture completely. And I want to place down an Octane Spectrum light. And with this light, we got also the option with spread. That's pretty cool. And what I want to do, I want to, wait, this is the camera. I want to place it like a side light. And let's go for the analytic light. And the cool thing is we got the spread now here. Let's start the render for a second and see how that will look. And then I want to try some SSS, some subsurface. Yeah, let's go. Let's go for disk. And I want to make that. Let's go bigger. I want it not too harsh, but maybe we can play with the harshness. I liked it. And let's get into here and get another standard material. And what I want to enable here is, let's go with 0.35. And what I want to do is crank up the subsurface, and the subsurface scale. Let's go for 0. Let's go for 0.05. Let's see how that will look. I think it looks not bad. I think that looks bad. Of course, I think the analytic light you can also do the same thing with the normal Octane light. Dive in there, dive into the light shader, and then like basically, of course, allow adding of contents, dive in there, and then play with the distribution. That could be also a thing, how you can achieve a spread angle, I think. For the body. But yeah, I hope that Spectron, etc. will be improved over time. That would be pretty neat to get. But I think that looks also pretty cool, especially if you then like dive further in and you get those discrepancy. Wait, let me. This is way too. Let's get like. Yeah, I think that's better. And let's try again. Also, of course, play with the color. I think that would be also cool. Oh, that looks also sexy. I think like a bluish tone would be also nice, like a desaturated bluish kind of material. Or what we also could try is to play with glass. Let's get a specular. Pipe that in. And give it a little bit of roughness. Maybe 2.5. Of course, this will need long to render. Let's just this will need long to render with the spectrum light. Let's just get in here and re-enable our texture and set this. Octane light is of course still there. Let's refresh again. And I think that could look also pretty cool. Let's go dark. Let's just pick a leading line here. And then we could play with the light and get something like that, for example. I think that looks pretty cool if you play with this distance between both. So if we accelerate that, let's get just another one, pipe that in here, and let's go for, I don't know, maybe 0.75. So it's like really disconnected, and you've got this disconnected feeling between those, and maybe they will connect in the animation, or they will be ripped apart forever. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool to play with, and also to get like this leading I think it's cool with this kind of leading line here in between. Let's try another material. Let's go back to the metal. Yeah, that looks cool. Oh, that looks also nice. I like it. Maybe subsurface mixed a little bit with metal. Why not? Okay, cool. So that's nice. Then I will continue to make some wireframes for Instagram, etc. And I hope you like that. And I will see you in the next Patreon tutorial in February. So thanks so much for your support. And yes, have a great week ahead. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.